The sense of guilt comes from many sources, among them a sense of loss or grieving, a sense of horror that a casual mistake or accident can have such consequences, a sense of foreboding on the fragility of life and safety and security, an expectation of retaliation from some source, and empathy for the victim, so the horror is being re-experienced by the guilt-stricken one. In professions or trades that only affect things, such as dressmaking or floral arrangements or keeping accounts or making furniture, guilt seldom raises its head in the workaday world. However, in professions dealing with acute human problems, such as emergency services, firemen, search and rescue teams, or trauma medics, loss of life or the maiming of a life are ever-present possibilities. Those who enter such professions are delving into life's quagmires, not in most cases for the money which can be gotten by easier means in other professions or trades, but by the desire to be of service where service is most needed. During the coming times when communications will be down, roadways impassable, and trauma suddenly thrust upon communities beyond their capacity to handle, many inexperienced hands will attempt to deal with broken limbs, septic wounds, ruptured eyeballs, rescue of those being washed away or under collapsed buildings, and mental confusion threatening to become full-blown psychosis. Mistakes will be made. A steep learning curve will exist, where the dead child, gone because a sudden drop in body temperature was not noticed and corrected in a timely fashion, will allow the caretakers to add another item to be checked in future. Live and learn, and taking time for guilt only means more dead children neglected because their caretakers are now distracted. This is in fact a lesson of life, among the many lessons that incarnations teach. We the Zetas in high-tech fourth density, where high IQs and intense sharing of experience and skills allows us to avoid most of the traps that await mankind in their schoolhouse, have accidents we regret and grieve over. We would recommend, during the coming times when such accidents and regrets may be a daily affair among those who are attempting to care for others in distress, the following routine. Blame among those who are essentially good-hearted is a step that should be bypassed, as all have best intentions, and none wanted the outcome to occur. Blame should be replaced by a quick assessment of what went wrong and what should have occurred, considering this a lesson learned and noted. Changes in the routine should be made if required. With any change in personnel or roles, not considered a reprimand or fault finding, but simply a change to avoid such an outcome in the future. This may result in a reshuffling of roles or longer naps, or just an opportunity to talk out the frustration, so emotion is not a clouding factor. If anyone blaming themselves for the accident or neglect can be put in a position to prevent a recurrence, this can often help expiate their sense of shame. They will be highly motivated to do a good job in that capacity, and each time their attention to the issue saves a life, their guilt will be relieved. When success in future cases is gained, this should be celebrated, so the loss or accident is seen ultimately as having a positive effect.